Ever wondered about the monstrous wolf that's foretold to bring about the end of the world in Norse mythology? This is Fenrir, a pivotal character in the rich tapestry of Norse legends that have fascinated us for centuries. Fenrir is not just any wolf, he's a beast of epic proportions, a creature so mighty that even the gods of Asgard found him intimidating. His story is not merely one of a beastly terror, but it also speaks volumes about fear, prophecy, and the inevitable fate that awaits us all. This colossal wolf is a key player in the grand narrative of Norse mythology, a creature born of divine and monstrous parentage. His mother is the fearsome giantess Angerboda, and his father, none other than Loki, the notorious trickster god. Imagine the kind of dinner conversations they must have had. From his early days of frolicking in the divine realms of Asgard, Fenrir's life was marked by prophecy. A prophecy so ominous that it compelled the gods to take drastic measures. But we'll get to that in a moment. The tale of Fenrir is not just about a monstrous wolf. It's a complex narrative that intertwines the lives of gods, giants, and dwarfs. It's a story that weaves together themes of honor, deceit, and destiny. And let's not forget, it's a tale that sets the stage for Ragnarok, the doom of the gods and the end of the world as the Norse knew it. In the next segments of this journey, we'll dive deeper into the origins of Fenrir, explore the gripping tale of his binding, unravel the prophecies that tie him to Ragnarok, and even see how this mythical wolf has left his paw prints on popular culture. Now let's delve into the origins and upbringing of this colossal creature. Prepare to be immersed in a world where gods and monsters walk side by side, where prophecies shape destinies, and where a monstrous wolf named Fenrir roams the realms of Norse mythology. Born of the trickster god Loki and the giantess Angerboda, Fenrir was no ordinary wolf. This monstrous creature was not only colossal in size but also possessed a strength and ferocity that was unrivaled among the beasts of Norse mythology. Fenrir's origins are steeped in mystery and fear. His parents, Loki and Angerboda, were both notorious figures in the Norse pantheon. Loki, the god of mischief, was known for his cunning and deceit, while Angerboda, a giantess from the land of the giants, Jotunheim, was a figure of terror and dread. Together they brought Fenrir into existence, a creature whose destiny was entwined with the fate of the gods themselves. Raised in the realm of the gods, Asgard, Fenrir grew at an alarming rate. His size and strength were matched only by his ferocious appetite, causing unease among the gods. Even as a young pup, Fenrir was a source of concern, and his presence in Asgard was a constant reminder of the prophecy foretold by the Norns, the weavers of fate. According to this prophecy, Fenrir was destined to wreak havoc during the end times of Ragnarok. The gods, fearful of their impending doom, watched Fenrir with suspicion and dread. Despite their apprehension, they raised Fenrir in their midst, hoping to keep him under control and avert the prophecy. Odin, the All-Father, believed that understanding the beast was key to preventing the foretold disaster. However, the gods' actions were driven by fear, not understanding. They treated Fenrir with caution and suspicion, which did nothing but feed the beast's growing resentment. As Fenrir grew, so did his strength and ferocity. The gods, realizing they could not control him, decided to bind him, a decision that would have far-reaching implications in the narrative of Norse mythology. Despite their efforts to control Fenrir, the gods would soon find that their actions would only serve to fulfill the prophecy. This ominous endnote sets the stage for the next part of our tale, where we will explore the binding of Fenrir, an event that further cements the wolf's role in the impending Ragnarok. In a desperate attempt to prevent Ragnarok, the gods decided to bind Fenrir. So begins the gripping tale of the Binding of Fenrir, a chapter in Norse mythology that showcases the gods' cunning and Fenrir's might. A prophecy had foretold that Fenrir would bring about the downfall of the gods. Fearing this, they decided to bind the wolf. They commissioned the dwarves, master craftsmen of the 9 realms, to create a chain that could not be broken. The result was Gleipnir, a chain as thin as a silken ribbon but stronger than any iron forged by mortal hands. It was made from the sound of a cat's footfall, the beard of a woman, the roots of a mountain, the sinews of a bear, the breath of a fish, and the spit of a bird. Things that do not exist, making Gleipnir impossible to break. The gods, pretending it was all a game, challenged Fenrir to break the chain. Twice before they had played this game using strong iron chains, and twice Fenrir had shattered them. This time, however, Fenrir was suspicious. The chain was too thin, too light. He feared a trick. To assuage his fears, Tyr, the god of war, offered his hand as a pledge, placing it in Fenrir's mouth. If the gods did not release him, Fenrir could take Tyr's hand. Satisfied, Fenrir allowed the gods to bind him with Gleipnir. But when Fenrir realized he could not break free, he bit off Tyr's hand in anger. The gods then tethered Gleipnir to a great rock and drove a sword into Fenrir's jaws, holding them open and preventing him from biting anyone else. Fenrir howled in fury, but he was effectively neutralized. With Fenrir bound, the gods believed they had averted disaster. But as we will soon learn, the binding of Fenrir was just one piece of the puzzle. The worst, as foretold by the prophecy, was yet to come. The gods could delay Ragnarok, but they could not prevent it. Their fear of Fenrir, it seems, was well-founded. Ragnarok, the end of the world, was a destiny that Fenrir could not escape. As the monstrous wolf of Norse legend, Fenrir's role in this apocalyptic battle was both terrifying and essential. The gods had long foreseen his participation in Ragnarok through various prophecies, each one painting a darker picture than the last. In the grand tapestry of Norse mythology, prophecies hold a powerful place. They shape the actions of gods and creatures alike. And in Fenrir's case, these predictions were the driving force behind his binding. The gods feared the role Fenrir would play in Ragnarok, and they were not wrong to do so. When the fateful day of Ragnarok arrived, the world shook to its core as Fenrir broke free from his unbreakable chain Gleipnir. His escape marked the beginning of the end, setting in motion a chain of events that would lead to the downfall of the gods. Fenrir's role in Ragnarok was as destructive as the gods had feared. His jaws, wide enough to touch the earth and the sky, swallowed everything in his path, causing untold destruction. But his most significant act was the killing of Odin, the All-Father. This event was not just the death of a god, it was the symbolic end of an era, marking the downfall of the old gods and the beginning of a new world order. Yet, even in his destructive role, Fenrir was not the villain of the story. He was merely a pawn in the grand scheme of the cosmos, a creature of prophecy fulfilling his preordained role. His actions, though devastating, were part of the natural cycle of destruction and rebirth that defines Norse mythology. The story of Fenrir serves as a grim reminder of the inevitable cycle of destruction and rebirth in Norse mythology. His tale is a testament to the enduring power of prophecies and the relentless march of destiny. No matter how fearsome the beast or how formidable the god, none could escape their fate in the grand narrative of Norse legend. While Fenrir's tale is an ancient one, his legacy lives on in popular culture today. From the written word to the silver screen, and the immersive world of video games, this monstrous wolf story has transcended time. In literature, Fenrir has been a prominent character in several fantasy novels, such as Joanne Harris's Runemark series, where he is depicted as an anti-hero. On the big screen, Fenrir's influence can be seen in films like Thor: Ragnarok, where a colossal wolf is a clear nod to our legendary beast. In the gaming world, Fenrir has made his mark in popular titles like God of War, where he is portrayed as a formidable adversary. These modern interpretations of Fenrir not only keep the ancient Norse myths alive, but also introduce them to a new generation. Fenrir, the monstrous wolf of Norse legend, continues to captivate audiences with his fearsome tale. The saga of Fenrir is a fascinating part of Norse mythology filled with prophecies, gods, and the inevitable end of the world. Born of the trickster god Loki, Fenrir's story is one of power, fear, and a destiny entwined with the fate of the universe. His binding by the gods, using the unbreakable chain Gleipnir, is a tale of cunning and deception. And yet, the mighty wolf's role in Ragnarok, the twilight of the gods, highlights his significance in the grand narrative of Norse mythology. Even in our modern world, Fenrir's influence can be seen, his story echoing through various forms of popular culture, from literature to video games. His tale, like many others from the rich tapestry of mythology, continues to captivate and inspire. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Fenrir's tale. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more mythological content. Until next time, keep exploring the legends of old.